Hey guys, Lancer here. Hope everyone's doing well. So, there's quite a few videos out there on MTG investing and should it be something that Wizards of the Coast should allow? I guess they can't really stop it, but more, should they enable it? The easiest way for them to enable it, obviously, is the reserve list and not reprinting certain cards, changing the mythic level, even if it is mythic, that make it a bit more rare. Let's see what we can cover. So, one of the big things is that MTG investing has always been in the background, especially for certain people that obviously understood the scarcity of money. Rudy Investments is one that explains it really well. He's looking for passive gains over time, and he was doing it before people actually thought that was a real thing. That's actually one of the most important things to note. There's a lot of articles from 2017 where people are interviewing people like Alpha Investments, Rudy, and other like some David Chang or something, and asking them, "Hey, why are you investing in this card, or why are you investing in certain cards?" And forget Bitcoin. These guys invest in Magic cards. Like, there's actually a part where Rudy breaks it down. He breaks down the fact that only about 110,000, if I can find that section right around, he says that there's only 110,000 of the rare cards in Alpha, and if he holds about 100 of them, and 500 of them have disappeared, then there's going to be a lot of value for the 100 that he's holding, and he can actually sway the market price and even buy people out and get some more value for the reserve list cards. So Wizards of the Coast, because of their scares from the past where people started giving up on their card game because of the reserve list disappeared, they created the reserve list so that people would feel safe about investing. But the problem is that's kind of happening again. And a lot of people are once again scared to invest money into current MTG cards that can be reprinted and they can lose their initial payment because, if, and I've done this 3 times. I bought Avison, I bought, um, what's the name? The Planeswalker that Soren and Nahiri. I bought Nahiri, I think it's the red white one that lets you bring Emrakul in. So I try to make a modern deck out of that. It was pretty good. And I bought I'm really bad at this. I bought the other card for the same deck, which is a green white. It looks like a antelope or just like it's a 2/2 that whenever it gets targeted by a spell, you create a 2/2 monster. You create an XX creature that's power and toughness are equal to the number of creatures you control. That's meant to be a way to not worry about removal because you get another creature out of it. But I got all of those at what felt like almost the peak. 4 of them. Then a couple of months later, they got reprinted, and all of them just dropped. Like, all 3 of them just dropped like a rock, especially the antelope guy. He dropped from like what, $40 to like 2. I think the same thing happened for a 2/2 hexproof. When this creature attacks, create a 4/4 angel that then goes away at the end of the turn. So maybe I've done it 4 times. So fool me 4 times, right? So ever since then, I actually only buy one of the cards, and I haven't been playing much Modern. So that was my attempt at trying to get into Modern. And every single time I try to get into Modern, if it wasn't the staples and I wanted to do something fancy that was like gimmicky for that time period, and I got in at the spike, then obviously I would feel bad about that. Now, Wizards of the Coast is out there trying to make money, and I'm just one guy. So most likely I'm not the one that, I'm the one at fault. But when people buy in bulk, not just 4, but like 20, 40, 100, that's when things start getting scary because you got to remember the way that investing works is a lot of people, early adopters, come in at the start and then the mainstream media picks it up and then they run with it. The retail traders come in at the end and push the price up, and then the early investors sell at the top. Then there's a little bit of a bounce where retail investors are like, nah, 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 we're good. We're going to put some more money in and make sure this is good. And then it drops down and people go, oh no, what happened? That's what usually happens in investing, even no matter really what it is. Now, the good thing is the reserve list, assuming that Wizards doesn't reprint it, limits the amount of cards that exist in the world to begin with. The amount of Black Lotus, the amount of alphas, all these cards, there's a limit on them. So it's very hard to tell who's going to get the best benefit out of these. But at some point, they're going to either have to sell or they never have to sell, in which case no movement actually exists, or they sell one a year. And who knows who sold that Black Lotus? Maybe it was Alpha Investment, but I don't think he would do that. It could be some other big name guy, and maybe someone wants to buy it for $500,000. It's got some value, but the newer cards, they have no such protection. Now I'm hoping a bit, because I don't really go out of my way to do any investing in these. I pretty much buy stuff for my commander deck, but I am hoping that the ones that are unique don't come back over and over again as easily. Now I think I saw MTG Moxman, and he said the same thing, where the ones that are unique, he was kind of hoping that they would stay unique, and then Wizards can reprint, maybe slower down the line, a different alternative version of the same card so that the original one still has its value in its art and the way it looks. And I am okay with that as well, because that doesn't stop new players from adapting and getting the value of the card. The card still is the same. It's just that the artwork is going to be different as time goes on. That's okay to me. Reserve list is the problem. Now, I have a couple of reserve list cards, and I will make a video on some of them or all of them. I was going to make a video on commander decks. I really want to do that, especially if I can hit some of these limits of like 500, 1,000 subscribers. I'm going to try to get a lot of like what my personal stuff is out there when it gets to that point. But the big thing is, I don't have the same stocks as MTG Moxman, a lot of these other big name guys. I was buying for my commander decks. I did it really slowly. I joined the party late, not like now, but like late enough. So it's not like I'm getting the benefits out of this, but the reserve list is something that Wizards of the Coast has to tiptoe around because of how dangerous it is that they created something that probably got millions, billions of dollars in it. And we all know that people with that kind of cash have a lot of sway in the market in the future as well. So it's very important that Wizards of the Coast does that correctly. I know they moved reserve list cards in and out before, but it's very important for them to do it carefully. The new Black Lotus for Commander only is a smart way to do it. That's the kind of stuff that'll probably continue happening in the future. Ancestral Recall, Time Walk, that's all that stuff is probably going to come with a limitation probably on Commander. You can cast this Time Walk spell. It's one blue, one colorless, only during a commander spell. What is going to stop them from doing that? Other than the fact that the guy that has Time Walk is going to look like even more of an asshole, because now he's got two of them in his deck. But, there's limitations that Wizards has, but their limitations is only existing to the standard and limit other formats. Commander is a whole new egg. I think this Black Lotus was just their first stepping stones into it to see what they can do without breaking the format completely. So there are some limits that they can do, but they can recreate certain cards in the future, no doubt. And the price of this Black Lotus, rarity, the new one, it's harder to get. People are saying it's harder to get. Yeah, out of all the mythics, not the same as all the other mythics. It's made a bit different. Another thing to remember, and I was actually thinking just now about this, is the fact that when early adopters jump in, that's usually a good time to invest in something. When everyone is thinking the same way, that's pretty dangerous. Now, it's fear and greed, kind of like, oh, why would you invest in this cardboard? It's total crap. But now everyone is doing it. Secret Lairs, I mean, Rudy just made a video on Secret Lairs. Everyone's buying maximum. I only buy like one or two of the ones I think are cool, but everyone's buying all of them out so that they can flip them and sell them at the end. So that kind of stuff is scary because early on, you can invest in stuff because you know that there wasn't a lot of people adopting to it and buying it and then trying to resell it as a pyramid scheme to higher and higher prices. But now, a lot of people are trying to buy and flip it. So it's not like you're just getting the benefits of, hey, I'm just going to buy this product and I'm going to use it in my commander deck. No, you're going to buy this and you're going to buy another 20 more and you're going to put most of your money locked up into it and you're going to cross your fingers and hope in the next 6 months you can sell it for twice the price. That is dangerous. I don't like that. So I would be very careful of anyone that's jumping into this too crazily, because the more people that jump into it right now, the more dangerous it is. The more people doing it, the more dangerous it is. Retail traders are usually the last ones to call a top. I'd be very careful about this, and what's happening with even reserve list cards is terrifying. There's probably a lot more money out there, a lot more cards out there to flush a lot of these crappy reserve list cards straight down the drain. So that's my 2 cents, guys. I know this is probably different, but I kind of want to branch out a bit and get some more audience into my videos as well. So hopefully this can get some more views and channel a bit more interest. No worries. Thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe, and talk to you later. See ya.